Georgina. I'm a violinist in the Nevis Ensemble, and I'm here today to do a little tutorial for you on one of our sets of tunes called Cathcart. We're going to be releasing a video of the orchestra playing, a digital video, digital orchestra of us playing this. So I'm going to take you through the parts and some of the music so that you can play along with us. So this set of tunes, Cathcart, is actually taken from a YouTube video of Tom Oakes and Ross Cooper playing, Tom on guitar and Ross on fiddle. So that's where Nevis Ensemble, that's where we got our set from. And it's a great video, so you should go check that out. I've written out a series of parts of varying levels, kind of harder like the fiddle tune and then some easier kind of accompany bits. So hopefully there's something there for everyone, and you can play along with me just now, practice each part, and then when the Nevis Ensemble video comes out, you can join in with us and play along with that too. So I'm no Ross Cooper, but I'll do my best to teach you the folk things that I know, and I hope you enjoy this little tutorial. So we'll start off with what we're calling the advanced part, but it's just the main fiddle tune that you can hear on the recording, the video. So watch out for the violins and violas. That's those we play this part. Also this is what Ross Cooper plays, or as close to that as I can get. So I'll play it twice. I'll play it once through at tempo and then another time nice and slow so you can hear all the notes. Oh, and I should also just say that we play that whole tune twice in the recording, so you play it all the way through 2 times. Next we're going to do our intermediate part, which is basically just the same tune, but I've taken out some of the notes and put in less string crossings. So if you want something a little bit more manageable, you can go for this one. But you can still add lots of the folky things I was doing, which I won't do just now, so you can really hear the notes. And this is nice and under tempo, so you can play along with me. So that was me just going back around to the beginning there. So you do all of that again. You'll hear it in the video, it happens twice. Okay, so now I'm just going to give you a little bit of inside knowledge, or what I can share with you about the little folky things I'm doing to make it sound really folky, and hopefully you can pick them up, try them out, and add them in wherever you want, and you can do them with any of the parts in this video, whether it's really easy or a little bit harder. You can add them in. You're totally free to do what you want. So we'll start off with how we approach the instrument. A violin is actually exactly the same as a fiddle. It's just the kind of music it plays is different. But I do like to think about, when I'm playing fiddle, about approaching the instrument slightly differently. So I'm thinking really relaxed and kind of quite grounded. So in my right hand, my fingers are really relaxed. My fingers and my wrist have got a lot of movement in them. And I hold the stick generally just ever so slightly higher up. Some people like to hold their stick up here as well. But that's up to you. You can try out either way. So that's that side, kind of really, really relaxed and floppy. And then in both our arms, your weight of your arms is going down towards the floor, so maybe a bit closer to your sides, not squeezing in, but just relaxed and grounded, and kind of not up in this classical pose like this, but quite floppy. And a lot of folk music is dance music, so that's kind of we want to be able to get into the instrument and just feel the groove and feel the swing. So that's why that's a good thing to try out. The next thing is some of the bowings. There's a little bit of option in the upbeat to the tune, which you'll hear it repeat loads of times, like that. You can do it separate bows, like I just did there, starting on up. You can do it like that every time if you want. Or the other option is to do it like this. So I slur two together, starting on a down, and then do an up bow. And you can do it like that every time as well. And that's the way Ross Cooper does it. I quite like doing it like that because it keeps the bow in the string. It means you're using less separate bows and just keeps it grooving along a bit. If you do it like that, just watch out when you've got the dotted crotchet, you need to add another little up bow to get back to the down. But that's marked in the part, so you can try that out and pick whichever one feels more comfortable for you. Now we're going to go on to doing some of the things I was doing with my left hand here. So the first one is these scrunchy E's that I was doing. I'll just play you. So what I'm doing there is actually playing an E on the A string at the same time as the open E. So I slide my third finger up to roughly where E is, and then release it and kind of resolve onto the E string. But there's this moment when I play both strings to get that really nice scrunchy sound. So I'll do it again nice and slowly. Yeah, nice big slide in there. And you can also do it, so that's with the third finger, you can also do it with the fourth finger. So that's one, I love doing that one. And you can also do it on the open, when you get to the open A string. So when you're coming up from maybe third finger on the D, you can do a slide, or the fourth finger, whichever suits you. But you can put those in wherever you have an open string, and they just sound really awesome and folky. So then the next thing is some of the little slides I was doing. So I'll just play the beginning of the tune and see if you can spot where they are. So I put two slides in there. I put one up to the F sharp and one up to the D. And they're also really easy and great to do, and you can put them in wherever you like. I also do one up to the third finger on the E string, up to that A. But really, it's up to you. Whichever part you're playing, you can add some of these in. So even in the easier parts, which we'll come to just next, you can go... Maybe not. Have a try out and see what works for you. But please feel free to play around with the tune and put in some slides and some scrunchy notes, and find a bowing that works for you. So that's our little tutorial on folky stuff. Hopefully you can add those in. So now we're going to look at the beginner intermediate part. It's a wee bit easier. So if you've just started putting fingers down or just start learning notes, then this is a really great one for you. And also if you're playing the bass part that's marked beginner intermediate, cello, bassoon, whatever you're playing with on the bass clef, you can play along with this just now because it's exactly the same rhythm, slightly different notes, but exactly the same rhythm. So I'd suggest you just play along to get the feel of it now. And in the final video, you want to listen to the cellos. That's the tip. Cellos are playing this, so those are the guys you want to stick with. There are two things we can think about. We can think about making this ta, te, te, ta rhythm that happens quite a lot really into the string and quite bitey, and it's quite nice to have a bit of grit on the notes. But in contrast, when it says legato, which means smooth, we're going to try to make the notes really connected. So you can slur them together in one bow if you want, or if not, just try and make them really, really smooth. When you're playing along with the video, watch out for the very beginning. There's a slow introduction, and then this is what you'll hear as a little upbeat before you guys come in. So you come in on that scrunchy E, and hopefully you'll hear it quite clearly, and that's where you start. So follow that, and you should be good. Finally, we're going to look at the part which I've marked double bass. It's a bass clef part, but really you can play it on any bass clef instrument. And this one is kind of beginner, intermediate, but it's got some really nice long, slow, well, not really long, but some slower notes if you want to have a go at that instead. And it's the same as the other part we just did. You come in after this. So that's how you know to come in. And we're going to do the difference between quite into string and accented, and then the legato bits, which are really smooth. So I'd suggest what you do if you're playing these parts is go back to the beginning of the video where I played the tune really nice and slowly, and see if you can play these along with that, and that'll hopefully get you ready for when the video comes out, the Nevis Ensemble video. So the last thing I just want to add for you, if you feel like you want some more and want to keep playing, then here's some ideas about how you can play along with the second half of the set. So there's Cathcart, there's the march at the beginning, and then there's a jig at the end. So the jig sounds like this. You'll hear it comes in on the violins and it goes like this. So when you hear that come in, you know that you can join on now with something a little bit different. So if you've just started learning your instrument and you can only do open strings, this is a great one for you because you can just play your open E string all the way through and it sounds great. Or you can add just your first finger on the D string. So if you're cello or viola, that might work better for you. And that'll give you an E as well. We can do long notes or we can add a rhythm. So I'm going jiggity, 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 jiggity. But really, see what rhythms you find that work, or see if you can add something in. So that's one way we can play along with that bit. The next thing is we can add a little, on the second half of the jig, we can add a little extra part in. So you'll see written down, you can hold a long E for the first bit, and then in the second half of the tune, when the violins go, you can do a kind of simplified version, which goes like this. And then you can go back to your droning E. So if you want to join along with the jig with that, have a go at that as well. That's really all I've got to add for you today, and I hope this has all been really enjoyable. I'm going to play through the jig nice and slowly so that you can try out whatever you like along with it. So thanks very much for joining me for this tutorial, and I hope you've got something out of it and learnt something from it. Hopefully there's something for everyone to play, whatever level you're at. And please do send us your videos and join in with the Nevis Ensemble recording the video when it comes out, and let us know what you're doing. Let's keep the music going and take care. Thank you.